Akaya Chakshahunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Very happy to be here with all of you youths coming in the weekend. The topic of self-management is very, very important, especially in the modern times, because you are faced with varieties of pressures all around you. The peer pressure, there is academic pressure, and there is a pressure in job situation also. Some of us may be working. And you have pressure from inside, pressure from outside also, both. So you will find this topic very relevant to your everyday life and find its application interesting. If you really want your life to be very thrilling, these are some of the essential components of your life. Maturity of character. You know what is maturity? To listen to others well, understand what they are saying, and then communicate your opinions to them. That's one of the aspects of maturity. God has given you how many ears and how many mouths? 1 mouth and 2 ears. That means you have to listen well and understand well, then you have to speak. That is one aspect of maturity. Maturity means to be courageous to express your opinion and be considerate to listen to others' opinions. To be bold enough to present your concerns and be sensitive enough for others' concerns also. That is maturity of character. Then experience meaningful, loving, trustworthy relationships with others. This is your interpersonal dealing with others. How do you deal with your boss? How do you deal with your friends? How do you deal with your juniors? How do you deal with members of the opposite sex? How do you deal with nature? How do you deal with God? So all this comes under dealings. Actually, we all are looking for 2 R's in life, which we consider as success: relationships and results. You want relationships in your personal, social and family life. And you want success, results in your academic or professional life. So when you get these 2 R's, you consider your life complete. Results, relationships and results. Correct, no? Like my spiritual master used to say, the whole world nowadays is looking for eco-friendly environment and ego-friendly relationships. So environment should be eco-friendly, isn't it? When you live in the middle of greenery, you feel very good oxygen. Today morning we were doing Harinam Sankirtan in a park. And the park was filled with so many professionals going for morning walk. Everybody is looking for greenery, eco-friendly environment. And while dealing with other people, you are looking for ego-friendly relationships, which means people who are not humbug, who are not egotistic, who are humble, simple, friendly, caring, courteous, kind. Is it not true? So that is relationship with others. Then enjoy a harmonious relationship with the Creator and His creation. That means nature is mother. Krishna says God is father. Aham bija pradah pita. So if somebody aligns with God's laws and aligns with nature's laws, they can lead a peaceful, harmonious life also. But unfortunately, modern man has gone far away from aligning with natural laws. Therefore, there is environmental disorder everywhere. So if you align with nature and God, mother and father, your life will be a happy one. Then express yourself through your abilities. All of us have God-gifted abilities. Fish can swim, monkey can do tree climbing, birds can fly, flowers can bloom, fruits which are ripe can give us taste. Every entity in God's creation has something to offer, something wonderful. And everybody can express themselves with God-gifted talents and be happy. There is no need of comparing ourselves with others. You express yourself in your way, somebody else will express themselves in their way, depending on what God has gifted to them. Once you understand this point, you will never feel inferiority complex. You will never feel any unhealthy comparisons leading to stress and tension in your mind. and fulfill our mission and spread your bliss around. Actually, the mission of human life is very simple. It is called as glorification of God and purification of heart. That is the mission of life. Please repeat: glorification of God and purification of heart. Actually, when our heart gets purified, we will glorify God without any reservation. That's the mission of human life. When you do this, when you glorify God by chanting Hare Krishna, by studying Gita Bhagavatam, living your life in alignment with that, and your heart is purified, then you will feel bliss and happiness, which you can spread all around. So these are some of the points. The first point is all about your own self, how you are, what type of personality you are. Second thing is about, first one is personal value. Second one is interpersonal value. Third one is social value. And also the fourth one is personal value again. And the last one is spiritual value. So in this way, personal values, interpersonal values, social values, spiritual values. With all these things, your life can be thrilling at every moment. Otherwise not. So we all experience these type of emotions. When we talk about self-management, what do we mean? In your own personal disposition of your mindset, as well as your interpersonal dealing with other people, you want to be in control of yourself. I'll tell you, for example, here is a definition for self-management, you can see. Being responsible for one's own behavior and well-being. That means, my well-being means what is going on within me. I heard a story of how once a teacher told the children, make a list of all the people whom you hate. And then that many tomatoes you bring tomorrow, the teacher said. So the children collected 10 tomatoes, 12 tomatoes. That means that many people they were hating. So teacher told, just keep it in the bag, I will take it later. So after a couple of days, children asked, ma'am, can we give it now? She said, not yet, keep it. So almost 4-5 days passed. And the children started feeling nasty smell of the tomatoes. They said, madam, we want to deliver the tomatoes to you as quickly as possible. It is stinking. Ma'am said, just 2 more days. Wait a minute, let 1 week be over. And after 1 week, next week they came, they were screaming. Please take it away, they said. Then the madam said, learn a good lesson. See, as many people you hated, that many tomatoes you brought. That much your heart is stinking. Tomatoes represent hatred. So the more you store hatred for others in your heart, that much your heart will sting. Therefore, it became irresistible for you. You wanted to throw it away, she said. So therefore, whether our heart is clean or unclean depends on what occupies our heart. Do positive thoughts occupy your heart? Positive thought of selflessness, not selfishness. Positive thoughts of compassion, not cruelty. Positive thoughts of humility, not arrogance. Positive thoughts of tolerance and patience as opposed to intolerance and hastiness. So we can see that accordingly our well-being will be decided. And also, are you responsible for not only your own behavior and for not only your own well-being, but also your behavior with others, how you deal with others interpersonally. That's what we call as self-management. So, like here you can see, personal competence means what I see is self-awareness. Are you able to observe yourself, your own life? What type of person am I? Just like I showed you, before, if you see this one. Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I fearful? Am I disgusted? So are you able to express your emotions? Exactly what you're feeling? Are you angry? Now I'm feeling too much anger. I think it's too much. I shouldn't feel so much. So are you able to see like that? So what emotions you undergo? So one should be able to observe oneself. It's called as self-observation. or self-awareness, we call it. Self-awareness means you go at a point outside of you and look at you. Look at what thought process is going on in your head. How many of you have observed yourself? Can raise a hand? Almost half of the students. Okay, thank you. If you have started observing yourself, you are rightly situated. That means you are improving in your life. Because sometimes when you are observing yourself, how many of you have observed yourself that sometimes your behavior is right, sometimes wrong? You observed it? Then your self-awareness, you have self-awareness. That's called self-awareness. And what I do is called self-management. Self-management means managing my emotions. Like for example, how I deal with others. We call it as sanitizing, we call it. Like one head of the department was telling, I was so angry with my driver, I wanted to throw him out of job because he was not available to me on time. I was so angry, I wanted to slap him. But when I met him, I told him, hey, please don't be so late, be on time. That's what he spoke to him. That means, you may feel very upset with somebody, but if you exactly express what is inside you, then they will run away. You will lose them. Then you sanitize your speech and modify your emotions, your speech, and speak in a way that you can retain them, yet you can correct them. How many of you understand what I am saying? You understood? Yeah. You see, one example I'll tell you. When Lord Rama told Lakshman, this Vanara Sugriva has become very forgetful. 4 months ago, before the rainy season, we told him, we coronated him as the king of Kishkinda. And then we told, let the rainy season get over. After that, Sita can be searched. He also agreed. Now rainy season is over, 20 more days are over. And sun is shining in the sky. It's autumn season now. And what is that monkey doing? He has not come at all. He promised to come. He has become ungrateful and forgetful. What should we do now? Like that he asked. And Lakshman said, this very moment I will go and kill him, he said. But Ram said, if you kill him, then how will the work be done? Then Lakshman said, yeah, that is also a good question. He said, then what I should do? He asked. Lord said, don't kill him, bring him. Correct him and bring him, he said. So that's the meaning of self-management. Lord Rama is teaching self-management to Lakshman. Because if you don't manage your emotion, you may destroy him and later on think, oh, now how will the work be done? Isn't it? So we all have to manage our emotions. If you're married, you have to manage your emotion to deal with wife and children and parents. If you're in office, you have to deal with your team members and your boss. Everybody will not behave the way you want them to behave. So that is actually called self-management. Adjusting our emotions to behave properly so that work will be done, life will move on, and we will not break relationships with others. Second one you see is social competence, which means social awareness, which means you not only study your own emotions, you study others' emotions also. You understand that person is a little angry person, and this person is cool person, and this person is a little selfish person, and that person is a very sharing and very nice person. This person I think is good to collaborate with. That person, if I collaborate with, he's a win-lose thinker. He will always grab everything. He's a grabber. He's not a giver. So in this way, if you know about the people around you, then you can know whom to talk what, whom to deal with and how, in what ways. That you can know if you have awareness. Another meaning of social awareness also means you not only think about me and my family, you think about the larger society and the concerns of the society, like cows are being killed in millions, youths are getting degraded in the country. India is a spiritual capital of the world. We have to save the youths from drug addiction and all these things. So that is also called a social awareness. So 2 types of social awareness. One is the nature of the people around you. Another one is the concerns of the society. Both we call as social awareness. And then what I do? Relationship management, which means if you know the nature of people, accordingly you will speak to them. Correct, no? If you know a person will get very angry even for small things, you will not unnecessarily twist the tail of a sleeping tiger, as we say. Isn't it? Because if you unnecessarily say something to him, he'll get wild and he'll throw tantrums to you. So you only speak to him if it is absolutely necessary. And then you know whom to connect with, whom not to connect with. So relationship management. So you all understand this one clearly? These are the 4 components of EI, emotional intelligence. Even before you can gather EQ, emotional quotient, you need to know EI, emotional intelligence. Please someone read this. Who has the mic with you? Can read it? Yeah.
The capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically.
This is actually called self-management. It's a definition. Yeah.
Emotional intelligence is the key to both personal and professional success.
Yeah. With personal life, you need relationships. Professional life, you need results. So both relationship and results are achieved if one has emotional intelligence. I'll tell you a simple example. One man in the office, on the way to the office, he fell off his bike and he broke his hands. And he had the sling, they call it, no? They put a sling. And he came to the office in the morning. So his boss entered the company and looked at him and said, "Hi, is the project completed yesterday? Yesterday I couldn't stay late night. I went away, you were there. Did you complete the work?" He asked him. So the man who was with the sling, he said, "Sir, it is not yet completed. I need a couple of more days," he said. The boss said, "Why is that? You always keep postponing." "Okay, it's all right, but 2 days I am giving you, you should complete it, okay?" He told him like that. And then the man was surprised. He never asked me anything about mine. Sling is hanging, and if somebody is hanging with this thing, is coming to office, what is the first thing you will do? You will ask him, And then he went to the boss and said, "Sir, did you see this?" And he asked, what is that? Yeah, I saw this. "What is this? Why are you putting this? What happened?" He said, "Sir, yesterday night I fell off from the bike. I broke my hands. Still I have come to office today. Despite this, I expected a small word of appreciation from you, that I have come with this also to office." He said, "Yeah, that is also good. That's nice. But make sure you finish the project in 2 days, okay?" That means he's a very poor emotional quotient. Correct, no? Yeah. See, when you talk of self-management, there are many things like focus, emotional regulation, planning and organization, self-discipline, conscientiousness, many things are there. So there are plenty of things, but I have put them in 6 categories now. I'll show you. It'll come very soon. That means first be self-aware, and then plan a structure or a routine of action plan, and then commit yourself, and then you make ongoing evaluation. You will understand it more as we proceed further. Yeah. You take the simple example of a student. How many of your students here still? Okay. Yeah, you set a goal just in 1 to 2 minutes. How many pages I should read today, or how many chapters I should complete. And make a focused study of 30, half an hour to 1 hour. This is where the productivity happens. You made a plan to study in 2-3 minutes and you execute it in half an hour to 1 hour. And then reward yourself, which means take a break now, because you studied now. Half an hour, 1 hour you studied. Now you can take a cup of juice, relax. And then you review for 5 minutes. Okay, how did I study? Whether I'm able to recollect what I studied. And the same thing can be done for work also. This is the way we should. Planning time shouldn't be too much. If you're planning too much, you're a daydreamer. It is said. If you don't want to be a daydreamer, then, like we say, what is the difference between daydreaming and goal setting? Anybody knows? Daydreaming and goal setting. Goal setting means dreaming with a deadline. That is goal setting. And daydreaming means going on dreaming, not doing anything. So what should we do? Should we daydream or dream with a deadline? That is goal setting, yeah. So set a goal. Therefore, a couple of minutes you plan, a couple of hours you study, 1 or 2 hours you study. Then reward yourself with a break, and then review what you have done till now. It's called Simhavalok, we call it. Like a lion which runs in the forest after a deer, it stops and sees, have I covered a good amount of distance? That's called Simhavalok. And Vihangavalok means bird's eye view. You go to the top of the sky and take a larger picture of everything. Don't see only a smaller picture. That is called bird's eye view or Vihangavalok. Lions View means Simhavalok means you see the pace. Is my pace good enough? Or my pace is slow? Am I too slow or am I too fast? Like that. So both we can do. That is review, we call it. For example, if you want to improve our self-management muscles, these are the things. Envision the situation differently. That's called learning agility. The word agility means adaptability. Like, you have to adapt to different types of people. It's not that everybody will be very sweet in dealing with you. Some will be harsh, some will give you feedback, some will ridicule you, and you should be able to deal with them. That is called people agility. Then there is a project agility also. You were given one task, before you completed it, two more tasks were given. You may be telling the boss, sir, I have completed this task, about to complete, you should take out some time to appreciate me and then give me the next task. You can't say that. Task is coming. One after another. Like, one devotee, Surabhi Prabhu, he finished the temple in Vrindavan. Beautiful temple. Even today you will find such a marble temple. Nice decorate design. So he was the architect. And on the day of the opening of the temple, 2 days before, Prabhupada called him and said, immediately you go to Juhu, there is a need there for an architect. We are making a plan for Juhu. He said, but Prabhupada temple is opening here, because that is the day everybody is going to appreciate him. The day of opening of Vrindavan temple. But Prabhupada sent him to Juhu, the next task. And he was ready also to go. He went. So in the same manner, you will see learning, project agility means your job situation may throw different things at different times. How many of you hate last minute assignment? Can you raise your hand? A good number of people, see. That means you need to learn what agility? Project agility. Actually, there are people who like last minute assignments because they find a thrill in them, adventure. So we have to adapt. That's why we have to develop different types of agility. We will talk about it. And avoiding certain situations, which is decision making. While engaging in our work, if we find certain situations unfavorable, on the spot you have to make decisions. Like Hanuman is flying to Lanka to search after Sita. On the spot, on the way, on Mainaka mountain, invited him to come and relax and have nice lunch and relax for some time before going. And Hanuman had to on the spot decide, should I relax now or continue my mission now? So what did he decide? Yeah. Like for example, your exam was supposed to be in 3 days. Now they made it in 1 week now. They postponed it. So now should you play cricket or you revise the syllabus? Correct now? Now you have to make decisions, correct now? Things change in this world. That is called as avoid certain situations, decision making. Modify surroundings to reduce distractions. That is actually coming in goal setting also. I will show you examples for this. Shift away your attention from things which are not good for you. Take your attention from them away and put it in attention in something productive. And organize to complete tasks, that is prioritizing, time management. Plan to overcome obstacles that may arise, that is goal setting. So all these things, if you see, I have given in bracket, basically self-management means 6 things. You will see, this is just the 6 things, which is called the self-management. The first one is self-control, communication skill, time management, learning agility, goal setting, and decision making. So if you become expert in these 6 things, your life will be very cool. You have control of your life. You will not be stressed, you will not be in tension. If these things you learn very well. I don't think all 6 of them can be thoroughly covered in this session. It's beyond the scope of such one session. Each of them will need one session. But you will learn little about each today. The first one, self-management, will be little elaborately dealt with. I will show it. Lord Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita. And Lord Krishna teaches all the 6 items in Bhagavad Gita in different places. I'll tell you one example for each of this. For example, self-management, he's talking in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 56th verse to 72. It's called Sita Prajna, a perfect self-realized self-manager. So there Arjuna is asking 4 questions. What are the symptoms of such a person who is actually a very good, he has done self-awareness and he is self-managed person. And then he's asking, how does he Sthita prajnasya kavasha samadhistasya keshava stitadi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. He's asking, how does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk? Three things he's asking. How does he speak means when people show him affection or anger, how does he respond? That is one question. How does he sit means while living in this world, when he is sitting, how is he stably situated from two kinds of provocations? There are two kinds of provocations. One is lusty provocation. Another one is anger producing provocation. For example, somebody is insulting you, you get a feeling of doing tit for tat, correct no? Retaliate back. That is one type of provocation. Somebody spoke ill of you. Another type of provocation is a woman, alluring you to go in her direction. Then you feel lusty for her. So these two type of provocations, if it is thrown on him, how does a person situate himself firmly in this world in this world where you get both sensual allurements and insulting situations. Both we face in this world. Thirdly, asked, how does he walk? Walk means, does he interact with the world or he keeps himself aloof in Himalayas? He doesn't interact with the world. See, one of the ways you can avoid the trouble from other people is you don't go out only. You put yourself 4 walls around you. Does he remain like that or does he interact with the world? Or if you say that he interacts, how does he interact in this world with the people without getting affected? Correct. Now, so 3 questions he's asking. How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk? And Krishna answers it very, very beautifully. I will show you that. So that is the first one, self-control and self-management. Second one, communication skill Krishna is teaching later, 17.14, 15, 16 verses. You can read that. There he is talking, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya vyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapavuchyate. He is telling one should speak in a way unagitating to others. That means unnecessarily don't disturb others' minds. See, if I am sitting next to you, I pinch you. Will you keep quiet? You'll again pinch me back. Correct, no? So you can't expect that I will disturb my neighbors and they won't disturb me. Therefore, if you don't want to be disturbed, unnecessarily don't disturb others also. That's the meaning. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam. Speak the truth. Because some people have a tendency to speak lies to different people. They tell one lies to one person, another lie to another person, third lie to third person. Tomorrow when these guys come and ask him, yesterday you were saying, tell me more. Then he has to ask him, what lie I told you yesterday? I'll continue from there, correct, no? So you'll get too much tension in mind if you speak lies. It's better always to speak the truth. Satyam, Priya, speak sweetly. Hitam, speak beneficially. Swadhyaya abhyasanam, study shastras and digest them, realize them and then speak. Don't bluff. So he's saying this is the way you can speak to others. You can speak in a beneficial way to others, he's saying. So that is how to communicate with others. Narada Muni is teaching Dhruva also how to communicate with 3 types of people. Guna adikan mudam lipset. Those who are superior to you, don't envy them. Welcome them with a smile. Anukrosham guna adamat. Those who are inferior to you, junior to you, be compassionate to them. Don't ridicule them. No, don't taunt them, he's saying. Maitrim samana danvichen. Be friendly with your equals. Don't brag about your own greatness. Be friendly, share and learn from your equals like that. Na tapai ravibhuyate. You will never have interpersonal clashes with anybody, he says, if you follow these 3 things. That is ideal communication, he's teaching. So, and there are many verses, I am just telling you a handful. The third one, time management, conscientiousness. So where does Krishna teach about time management? In the Bhagavad Gita, he uses the word Dirgha Sutri in the 18th chapter. Dirgha Sutri means one who unnecessarily spends too much time in one work which doesn't require that much time. I'll tell you, for example, sometimes you are supposed to pay some X amount of money and you are supposed to pay it within the first week of the month. And if you delay for every day delayed, you have to pay interest also. So instead of paying on before 7th, you went on 10th. And then you requested them for a waiving off of the interest. You tell them that I was actually keeping the money before 7th. I wanted to give you. I became busy. I am giving you 3 days late. But you give me without the interest. They say, no, it's a policy. You have to pay the interest. And you plead them, they don't cooperate. Then you shout at them. Then you slap them. And it becomes a very big issue. Then they fight and you fight and the small matter gets extended. You've seen that it happens like this. So you will see that many times most of the interactions that we all do in this world arises because of irregular behavior. So one of the problems with people in Tamaguna is they will not do things on time. A stitch in time saves 9, isn't it? Like one of our devotees, he had a little bit torn here in this place. Kurta was torn. When he was coming out of the ashram, some nail was there, little bit it was torn. But he came to the temple. He thought, I will stitch it tomorrow. And that way he didn't stitch it for a week. And after 1 week, he was dancing in the kirtan. Another devotee, he wanted to pull him in the kirtan. So he pulled him, the whole shirt tore up like this. The whole thing came out because it was torn here. So that's why it is called stitch in time, saves 9. So you will see that many times we don't do things on time and we delay it. And later on, a small problem becomes big. See, 3 things Chanakya says should be immediately dealt with. Fire, death and disease, he says. If you don't deal with, like corona for example, first it comes in your nose. It remains in your nose for 2 days. Then it remains in throat for 4 days. Then only it goes to lungs. But there are people who will not go to doctor. Even after it goes to throat, it goes to lung. Then they feel some problem in the lung. Then only they'll go. Then it is too late. Then they have to spend lakhs of rupees. Correct, no? So that's why disease, don't delay. Some problem you feel in the body, immediately check it. And fire also. One spark of fire can eventually become a flagrant big fire. No? And disease, fire and debt also. Don't keep debts. Give it away. Because debts will grow eventually. And they'll grow so big you will not be able to pay back later. In the same manner, that Krishna is teaching, don't be a Dirgha Sutri. Don't delay things. Do things on time. I had one bad habit. I would open a mail, read it, close it, and I will keep it as unread. I would do that. So later on again, you have to open the mail and reply. Then I found suddenly 600 mails in my box unreplied. Now I don't know how to catch up. So, because I thought that I should write a solid reply to this mail. And that's what I thought about every mail. Is it possible? Then I decided I will write short replies very quickly. So I made a policy that if I open a mail, I will not close it without replying. So don't be a Dirgha Sutri. Don't delay things in life. So, and also Krishna teaches about mode of passion and ignorance. These 2 things are time wasted. I will show you activity sheet. When I come to the activity sheet, I will show you. You all will easily be able to find out where our time is getting lost. So, Shastras not only talk about saving money, they tell us to not waste money. Similarly, save time and don't waste time. By not wasting time also, you save time, correct, no? You will see that. Human life is precious. Actually speaking, if you know how to save time, then you will have time for spiritual activities also very easily. So we'll talk about time management more when it comes. And learning agility means adaptability. 2.14, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Matra sparshasta kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agamapayino anityaha tam stitikshasva bharata dukkeshu anudignamana swakeshu vigataspраha vitaraga bhayakrodha sitadhir munirichyate. He is telling actually a person who is self-realized person, he is so stable in mind that he doesn't become influenced by the people or environment around him at all. People cannot influence him. Environment cannot influence him. He has inner stability and inner confidence. I'll tell you an example for this. So if you take milk, when you add water to that, milk gets diluted. Correct? But if you are making the same milk into dahi, curd, then make butter out of that makan. Then make makan. Then makan, you put it in water, will it mix? Will it mix? It doesn't mix. Butter remains always like that. So if you are doing sadhana, like those devotees who are sincerely doing chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. See, this chanting is there in every religion for a purpose, because this requires a lot of patience. Chanting is not actually, even to do 1 round, people struggle in the beginning. Later on, our boys chant 16 rounds. That means they have developed that inner willpower to sit down and chant 16 rounds. Once you have come to 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds, your willpower builds up. And then you don't remain like milk anymore. You become like butter. And once you become like butter, nobody can influence you and spoil you in an environment around you. One of the qualities of the Supreme Lord is also called virya. Virya means what? Like a sun can go to an impure place, like a place where people have passed urine and stool. And the sun can cleanse that place, but the sun will not get contaminated. It will remain as pure as it was before. And the place also will become purified. And that's what happened to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to America. He purified the hippies and made them happies and made them Krishna devotees. And he also didn't get spoiled. Correct? No? Because he is carrying Krishna in his heart. So, therefore, you will find he was able to actually live in a country like America. And according to the time, place and circumstance, he acted. That's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Don't try to, demand that my environment should be like this. Or people around me should behave like this. Most of us blame the people around us, or we try to change ourselves. Which one we do? We try to change ourselves, true? No, that we should do actually. But generally what do people do? People blame everyone and everything. People blame the government. People blame the politicians. People blame the corona. People blame, office or the college. People blame the education system. They blame all their friends. People blame their relatives. Everyone. But what happened? So sound has increased too much. But people don't, think about changing themselves. Gandhi made one statement. You be the change, what you want to see in others, he said. Therefore, learning agility means, learning to adapt oneself to the situation and accomplishing the goal with ease. Some people are very smart in adapting. How many of you have seen in circus, the trapeze artist we call, they have a rod kind of thing hanging and they go like this. You have seen that? See, they go like this, one person goes like this, and another one goes like this, one goes like this. 4 sides, you have seen that? But sometimes you will see a person going like this, you will turn around and catch this one and go that side. And that is one thing which all of us are waiting to watch. How many of you used to wait to watch that one? Correct, no? Or if you imagine a person is catching one thing and going always like this, will it be impressive for you? No. That means a person is able to adapt himself and then jump on to the next one and move there. That's what inspires us. Similarly, if you can become adaptable according to the situation that world throws on you, and the different type of people, even your boss will be surprised, how this fellow is able to adapt himself to the challenges. Such people are most required. And Krishna told Arjuna to be one. He told him that sometimes there will be chill winter, don't blame the winter. Sometimes there will be hot summer, don't blame the summer. You don't become influenced by your climatic conditions. Like sometimes people say, you ask him, hey, why are you not doing any work today in the office? Since morning, half a day you're wasted. They look at the sky, it's very cloudy today, So I am moved out. I cannot do any work. That means he's influenced by the environment. Or another person is sitting like this. Hey, why are you not doing half a day work? Boss, in the morning, he gave me a scolding. Now, why is he giving scolding? After his scolding, I'm moved out. I'm thinking what to do. So half a day goes up. Some people get moved out by scolding. Some people become moved out by climate. So learning agility means actually a person does not get influenced by people or environment. He can actually be stable inside. And next one is goal setting, achievement orientation. Actually, there is process goals and ultimate goal. Both are there. You're doing any work. For example, I am studying the Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 18 volumes are there. So I can have intermediate goals also. Until I finishing the whole Bhagavatam, and I say that's a very big goal actually. It's like saying, eat this watermelon. You cannot eat it like that. What do? Then you cut it into pieces. And then one piece you can complete. Correct, no? So you can make one in between goals also. Anything you do in life, without goal setting, you should not even begin the work. Because actually, vision, when you say, where is my aeroplane now? Where do I want to go? And what are the steps I will take? That's called vision, we call it. So the vision should be clear. See, when the purpose is clear, then we call it as clarity. When there is a proper vision, then there is focus. From purpose comes clarity. From vision comes focus. So, like Arjuna was having a clear vision of that eye of the wooden bird, So when Dronacharya asked him, what are you seeing? Others were saying, I am seeing the tree, I am seeing the branch, I am seeing the leaves, I am seeing you, I am seeing me, they were saying. But Dronacharya asked Arjuna, what are you seeing? He said, I don't see anything else except the eye of the bird. That's the only thing in my eyes now. He said, hit it now. He hit it. And he hit the target. So, when there is vision, there is focus. Similarly, when the purpose is, you're aware of the purpose, then there is clarity in life. If you are not aware of the purpose, then there is ambiguity, cloudy, not very clear, hazy. And when it is cloudy and hazy, you won't be able to catch speed. When the purpose is clear, then the clarity comes. When clarity comes, then the speed is faster in anything we do. So therefore, in the goal setting in any material life, spiritual life, we all need clear-cut goals. Like sometimes say you are given 1 week holiday. Everybody is jumping. What jumping? What are you going to do in the 1 week? That's very important. How will you spend the 1 week fruitfully, purposefully? So one should not utilize one's time well also. Last one is decision making. So actually decision making is a very important aspect of our life. At every moment in our life, we have to make a decision. Like for example, when you are joining a stream, should you go for MPC or should you go for biology? Depending on whether you want to be engineer or a doctor, is it not true? And then after that, when you're joining engineering, which branch I should take? When I complete engineering, which company should I take? I'm getting multiple jobs, which jobs I should take? What is my talent? So you will find in our professional life also we need to make decision. Similarly, boys who practice Krishna consciousness, they have many questions about decision making also. How will I be able to chant more rounds at the same time, not compromise on my academics also? So should I chant 4 rounds? Should I chant 8 rounds? Or can I chant 16 rounds? And should I do this? Like many boys, after they practice for many years, they ask, some boys come and say, Prabhuji, I want to be a brahmachari like you. There are boys who say like that. But afterwards they say, only thing is, I have so many ambitions. I want to do this, I want to do that. So I used to tell them, go and meet some 4 or 5 grihasthas who are married and they have wife and children. Sit with them and talk to them. And meet 4 or 5 brahmacharis also. Sit with them and talk to them. Then you decide what you want to do. That is, whose decision? Whose? Your own decision. You have to take responsibility for your life. We all have to fly our own planes. So decision making we should be able to take. Like one boy came and asked me, Prabhuji, should I go for cat or gate? I said that you should decide. No, I am not able to decide, he said. Then I connected him to one HR manager, human resources. So he will tell you more about MBA. Then I connected him to one PhD student. I told him, go and meet him. He will tell you about MTech and PhD. But Prabhuji, if both of them tell me to go to 2 different fields, what I should do? Then you have to decide, I told him. That time also I only have to decide. Yeah, you only have to decide. So if somebody tells me it will be good, no, nobody will tell you. Because if somebody tells you, you will blame them later on. You have to make decision. Now each of it is explained here, if you see. You see here, self-awareness and self-management I have given in 2 boxes. Emotional self-awareness, accurate self-assessment and self-confidence. Self-management means control of your emotions, your commitment and conscientiousness. What is that commitment? You commit yourself that I will not become unnecessarily angry. Even if I become angry also, I will become angry with purpose in a limited quantity for constructively getting something accomplished. It's called capturing the constructiveness of anger, we call it. Or even if you have to give feedback to somebody, and I will give in a very polite way. If my subordinates give me feedback, how should I take it? I should take it as a constructive discontent, we call it. They are expressing what? Constructive discontent. You see what happens, self-management means it's critical for a manager because no one wants to work for someone who is not in control of themselves. Identify what you're feeling, Make an honest determination of the underlying cause, like that is saying. See, on the right side, I've given a list of things. What happens with us? Behaviors that make us negative. For example, we become over-influenced by others' criticisms. So what is the formula? He says, let the dogs bark, caravan goes on. You should go on. Don't get put off by other people. There are always good souls who will encourage you. And foreshadowing means, before the results come, don't talk ill of the future. Saying that, kuch nahi hone wala hai. Sab bigad jayega. Don't talk like that. Foreshadowing. I was telling, I think offices will hopefully open in March and salary will be proper for everybody. Said, Prabhuji, ye pura saal aise hi jane wala hai. Some people say like that. Foreshadowing. And dwelling on isolated events. That means, he will not be able to see the total picture. He will take one isolated thing and always keep pinpointing in negativities. Like for example, the people with whom you are working, they may have some bad quality, but they also have a good side. Why don't you see that also? Somebody says isolatedly, they see, he is like this only, he is like this. They just label a person. Yeah. And also criticism and blame. And thinking in absolute means, expecting a perfectionist result, a perfect result, and anything short of that you will not accept. It's like, either you get a perfect result or no result, like that. There are some people like that. So they will not know that sometimes we can make compromises also. Yeah. And focus on expert negative feedback. Don't take people giving feedback to you as insubordination, or people hating you or something. Take it positively. Take on too much responsibility on oneself also causes stress and workaholism. So we have to manage all these things. That's called self-management. You see, somebody may oppose your opinion. Somebody may make a promise and break it. Somebody may cheat you. Somebody may not bother about your convenience, concerns and all. Yeah, somebody may not fulfill your expectations. Like we all expect that, everybody should respect me, love me, I can never commit a mistake, everybody should praise me, nobody should know my shortcomings and things like that. But we are living in a world where all kinds of people are there. So all your unrealistic expectations will not be fulfilled. And also many times we assume that people should know my heart. That won't happen. You have to express yourself. Yeah. Actually, we should not cheat others. We should not get cheated also. To not get cheated by others, you have to be a little alert also. You can't be casual and not alert and get cheated and then become angry on others. So this is also called self-management. You see the response here. The top fellow immediately reacts to the situation. Ba, 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 he's shouting, you see. Whereas the person below is thinking and then responding. Therefore, Sattva-guna means think and act. That is Sattva-guna. And Raja-guna means think partially and react with snap decision. Tama-guna means no thinking, no acting. Tama-guna. For example, here, see, reactive people, what they say, if only I had a boss who wasn't such a dictator, I would have been a wonderful person. If only I could have more time to myself. What do you think? Others have more than 24 hours? Only you have 24 hours? You think other boys have got 32 hours every day? Everybody has 24 hours only. We should know how to manage it. If only I had a more cooperative team members, he's saying. That means he is blaming people, blaming time, blaming boss. He is reactive. He's not a very successful person. See the person below. I can be more diligent and creative to meet with the needs of my boss. That means he's taking responsibility, onus on himself. I can be more planned in spending my time. He's not blaming anybody. Now he is going to take responsibility for his spending of time. I can be more patient and respectful to my team members. Then they will cooperate with me. That means he's not blaming the team members. He is trying to become a better example for them to cooperate. So you all are able to appreciate this proactive behavior. Proactive behavior actually means it's right attitude it is. Taking responsibility for our everything. And we don't blame people, we don't blame situations or time or anything. Like here you see, what reactive people say. Oh, there is nothing I can do, he says. Here he says, let's look at the alternatives. Here he says, oh, that's the way I am. Don't ask me why I am angry. Sorry, no, I am angry man, that's all. No, don't say like that. I can choose a different approach. Oh, this fellow drives me mad, he says. Instead of saying that, you say, okay, I'll try, I can control my feelings. Oh, they won't allow that, he says. I can create an effective presentation after which they may allow. Isn't it? I can't, he says. He says, I choose. I must, he says, I prefer. You see, so we should talk the left side or right side? This is self-management language. If you are a good self-manager, a state of prajna, this is the way he speaks. Which means, nobody around him can control him. He has complete control of his life because he doesn't blame people and situations and environment. He takes control of his life. See, this is the reason why in spiritual life, when saintly people become very advanced, the whole world may ridicule them, insult them, throw tantrums on them, they will be unagitated. The main reason is they are taught actually to become a sthita prajna. They are taught to become stable inside. Like makan, I told you, not like milk. Milk can be diluted, makan cannot be diluted. So by sadhana, we have to become internally integrated. Like you see the magnet. Why is magnet special and a soft iron core not so special? Because in a magnet, all the molecules are oriented in one direction. That is why it is integrated. Similarly, when we become sthita prajna, by the spiritual path, one can actually talk the right side language without blaming anybody. So there are things within your influence, there are things which are not in your influence. Like you can be punctual, you can be sincere, you can be self-disciplined. You can study for the exam and all that. But exam result is not in your hand. You can't change your face cut much. Global competition situation, you can't change it. So try to change things in which circle? Influence circle or concern circle? Circle of influence or circle of concern? But most people are talking about these things. Can you change them? So don't waste time in talking about unchangeable things. Yeah, there are many people who waste a lot of time discussing politics. I used to tell them, better you become MLA or MP and do something. Why do you talk? Like Bangladesh attacks happened, no? So some different boys sent me questions, about 10, 15 questions. I answered all of them in one recording. I answered them. Why I answered them? Otherwise people spend hours and hours talking. Then people are talking about Hindus, talking about Muslims, talking about situation here, situation there. So then I told these people, see, in 3 ways you can serve. How? I told, write UPSC exam or something. Become one of the bureaucrats of India. There are 20,000 bureaucrats. You also become one. And become an advisor to the Prime Minister. Do something good. Or get into becoming an corporator or MLA or a MP or a CM or PM. Occupy some political position. Then influence the country, protect the country. Do that. Yeah. Some boys say, no, Prabhu. I don't want to leave these people who are terrorists. I want to attack them. Okay, then join army, or navy, or air force. Go and join Kadakwasla, NDA, and then go to top ranks as major general of army or something like that. Then you attack and then protect the country. So these are all constructive plans. Is it not true? Otherwise, simply like a grandmother sitting and talking. Talking like that. Hours wasting with the friends. Do something concrete. See, oh Lord, give me the courage to change the things which we can change and ought to be changed, and serenity to accept the things which cannot be changed, and wisdom to know the difference. For example, if it is very chill climate, can you change the climate? But you can wear a sweater, correct, no? Better wear a sweater and keep quiet, don't criticize the climate. That's what he is saying. Things cannot be changed, don't try to change. And for example, you are very lazy, can you change or not? Yeah, you can change surely, isn't it? You have a tendency to postpone. Can you change or not? You can change, surely. Somebody is nodding head. No, it's not possible, he's saying. You can change. You must change also. There are many, how many of you agree we have many bad habits which we have to change? Agree, correct? Yeah, we have to change. Okay. And wisdom to know the difference between the two. Why you need to know the difference? Because things which should be changed, for example, you get too angry. Should you change or not? Yeah, we should change it. If somebody, like some students are saying, please give me some feedback, he says. And when the friend is giving feedback, they immediately become angry. What? How can you say this? Then that person will say, oh, I'll never give you feedback in future. Correct, no? So these are things we need to change. Yeah. And things which cannot be changed, we have to just learn to accept it. For example, somebody gets married and a man is telling his wife, if only you are a little more fair, it will be so nice. Only you are black. That I don't like. And the wife is saying, if only you are a little more tall, it will be so nice. You are looking like a brinjal. If a wife is saying, when husband becomes angry, hey, you're calling me a brinjal? And he's saying, then what? You're telling me that, I have to become fair. God has given me my pigment which is black. How can you change? Little bit fair and lovely we can put. How much you can change it? So things which cannot be changed should be accepted. They cannot be changed. But other things which are changeable should be changed. Like I told you, somebody is lusty, angry, greedy, we can change it. Somebody is lazy, crazy, and we can change it. One has to make an effort to change. See, the Sthitaprajna I told you, how he does it, you will see here. The self-realized person. So, he is beyond the disturbance of external material phenomenon. This is what I have been telling you till now. He can experience transcendence even while in this body. He is seated in a material body, but he is completely liberated. And he is completely satisfied. That is his fundamental symptom. Sada santushta manasaha sarva shivamaya dishaha sharkara kantaka dibyo yatopana tatashimam. This is in Bhagavatam verse. He says, if you are the gumboot, how many of you know what is a gumboot? You know gumboot? Gumboot means the shoe goes up to the knee from the feet. If you are wearing that gumboot, even on a rainy day, you can walk in a muddy pool of water. You can walk over pebbles and thorns and everything. Nothing will happen to you. Gumboot will protect you. That gumboot is called satisfaction. If you have satisfaction with whatever God has given you, you are not eyeing at other people's wealth. You are not envious of others. You are not insecure. You are not trying to pull others' legs. You are peaceful and satisfied. That is like the gumboot. If you have satisfaction, you will be happy man. Even very millionaires are also not happy because they are always thinking of becoming even more bigger. A millionaire want to become trillionaire. Trillionaire want to become zillionaire. Like that they want to keep on becoming richer and richer. Although they have a lot of riches, they can't be happy. Therefore, the Sthitaprajna has two symptoms. One is, whatever comes of its own accord, he is satisfied. That is his fundamental symptom. Second symptom is, he is beyond the disturbance of external environment and phenomenon. Arjuna was asking the question, Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. He asked him, Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha, what is his language? And sthitadhi kim prabhasheta, how does he speak? What are the general symptoms? How does he speak? And kim asita, how does he sit? Vrajeta, how does he walk? He's asking. So, Krishna says, he gives up all material desires, sense gratification, born of mental concoction, is purified in mind, and one finds satisfaction in the self alone. So, first thing he says, one important thing we should know in this world is, the material objects for which our mind is hankering, when you get them, will you become peaceful or not? How many of you say you will not become peaceful even if you get them? Okay, half of them. Okay. For example, say I have a Pulsar bike with me. Now I am looking at my friend, he is having Charisma bike. And I think that if I get Charisma bike, I will become peaceful. Correct, no? So if I get Charisma bike, will I become peaceful or not? No, answer is yes, we will become peaceful. But you will not become peaceful forever. After some time, you will see another bike. What is the new bike which has come better than Charisma also? What is the name? R1. So R1 has come now. So that is better than Charisma also. So you are going, after getting Charisma, you are going to look at R1 now. Correct, no? So you will see that. That means that you will be peaceful only for a short time. The Shanti is not for a long time. Whereas, when you get Krishna, your satisfaction will be everlasting. Spiritual objects when you get, the peace is called Naishtiki Shanti. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim. You say naishtiki shanti. So you want shanti or naishtiki shanti? Naishtiki shanti. Naishtiki means nishtha shanti, which means everlasting peace you will get. Whereas material objects will give you short-term peace. They will give you. They will give you little peace. They will give you. After that, again the hankering will start. Right now, for example, I want. After you get that object, I am happy now. Again, I want. Again, I am happy. Then third one, I want. Like if you have a cycle, you want a bike. You have a bike, you want a car. If you have a Maruti car, you want a Innova car. If you have Innova car, you want Benz car. If you have Benz car, you want Lamborghini car, something. Or if you have that, then you want a chartered plane. Like that. Or boys from village, they want to go to town. Boys in town want to come to city. Boys in city want to go to bigger cities. Boys in bigger cities want to go to America. People in America want to go to moon, another planet. Correct? No? You find everybody always wants more and more. Therefore, the Siddhaprajna person knows in this world that the material desires are many, but the material desires are like a machar, like a mosquito. They look very pleasurable also. They sing, and they put a needle and they suck the blood. Material desires give little pleasure also, but more pain also. They are like that. So there are 5 P's that pinch you. It is said 5 types of material desires. The pleasures, like eyes want to see beautiful forms, hand want to touch soft objects, ears want to hear sweet sounds, nose want to smell nice fragrances, tongue want to taste tasty objects, isn't it? That is pleasure. Penny, penny means money. Money is honey. That is penny. And third P is people. We are like a boy is attracted to a girl, girl is attracted to a boy. And also we want to be connected to big people and take photo along with them, correct? No? We are attached. And then penny, people, pleasure, positions. Like if you are a GET, you are hankering to get the post of team lead. If you are a team lead, you want to become project lead. If you are a project lead, you want to become project manager. Someday you are expecting to become an entrepreneur, correct? No? And then after becoming an entrepreneur, you want to become a big entrepreneur. Big fellow. So you will find that that is position. After that, possessions. Possession means I want a big car, big bungalow, big estate. Like sometimes they put a billboard with a man, standing with the specs like this, very stylishly, in front of a very big building and a car and a beautiful woman they put. And many boys are looking. Like that they are looking. When will the day come I'll be like him, Correct, no? So this is all. So that's what he is saying. These material desires, they will give you little titillation. But after that, the hankering will increase. Not a naishtiki shanti. Therefore, the Siddhaprajna person knows that if I get these things, I will accept it. If I don't get these things, no problem. He will do his job in this world, but with what consciousness? He knows that I am not this body. What am I? I am soul seated in this bodily machine. Just like a driver is sitting in a car. This body will eventually get old and it will pass away. So what is the goal of the soul? The goal of the soul is to go back to his original position from where he has come. Like if you see, for example, the ocean water becomes clouds, pours down rain, and somehow rivers goes back to ocean. If you take a stone and throw it in the sky, again it comes back to earth. If you see the fire is a fire element of the sun. So when you grow fire, it grows up or goes down? Up. Why? Because it is tending to go towards the sun. Because sun is a fiery element. So fire goes to sun, stone from earth comes to earth, water from ocean goes back to ocean. The soul has come from spiritual world, so he has to go back to spiritual world. So that is the goal of the soul. Once you know that I have to go back there, I was pure, like rainwater was pure, but by touching ground it became muddy. Like that, while coming into this world, these impurities have come, lust, anger, greed and all these things. And I will do self-management, lead a pure life, purify my heart by glorifying God and go back to God. That's the goal of life. So that is a larger picture of life. And there is a smaller picture of life also. What is it? For example, a boy is playing near a seashore, making sand castles. And his mother and father are sitting in the car and chatting, eating popcorn. They relax, correct, no? Now it's getting dark now. Mother is telling the boy, "Beta, it's becoming 7 o'clock now. We are going home, come." And what does he do with the sand castle? Does he carry with him? No, he just does it. And then he goes with the parents. So is the boy's relationship with the seashore Or boy's relationship is with the parents. Parents, correct, So the things what he did in seashore, he'll leave it behind. Similarly, this material world is like seashore. And Radha, Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, they are like our mother and father. So our sambandha is with them, not with this world. So therefore, when we come to this world, it's not that we say you don't do anything. Do something. You are in seashore, so build a sand castle, no problem. Similarly, you are all living in the world, go to school, go to college, study, do some exams, take some job, fulfill your material duties to parents, wife, children, everything. All that is perfect. But this is not your permanent life. Your permanent life is with your eternal parents, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, with them. So once you know this, the Atma's real life is not in this world. This world is a foreign place for the soul. Real world is that world. Then you can be a Sthita Prajna. So by this what happens? You understand the permanent life versus temporary life. You see a larger picture and you see a smaller picture. Both you can see very clearly. So when your smaller picture is agitated, you will not cry. For example, the sandcastle is now washed by the seashore, ocean. The boy knows, anyway I was making it, but my relation is not with the sandcastle. I am going with parents. On the other hand, if a boy is doing academics and he fails in some papers, he commits suicide because he thought that the small picture of life is everything, he thought. Like a Kopamanduk, like a frog in the well. He didn't know there is Atlantic. He didn't see a bigger picture of life. Correct, no? So, Siddha Prajna is a person who can see the bigger picture of life. Therefore, he gives up this 5 P's, material desires. And then he is peaceful in mind, he is satisfied. And not only that, how is he satisfied? He knows that Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that is favorable to his devotees. And he also benefits devotees by giving sadbuddhi. Like here you see in the picture, Krishna is giving knowledge to Arjuna, what to do. He is giving guidance. If you become Krishna's devotee, you get guidance from Krishna, what to do. And he does special favor for his devotee. He says that Tesham Satate Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayantite. And for Arjuna, Krishna became a charioteer, correct, no? He did favor to his devotee. And Krishna gave him knowledge. And Krishna promised him protection. And Krishna also tells devotees that if a devotee commit mistake, I am ready to forgive them. Apichet Sudarachara, he says that. Just like a toddler, a small kid, is trying to walk, a mother is trying to walk him. Suddenly he falls on the ground and he gets up. Mother doesn't ridicule him. She says, don't worry, beta, get up again, I will help you. Because she wants to see him walk better. Similarly, Krishna is trying to walk the devotees and grow them in their maturity. And Krishna takes personal interest in devotees' life, like he is taking interest in Arjuna's life. So by thinking of these things, a devotee gets encouragement. Like one time I saw in a train, a mother was giving some dry roti to the beggars, who were asking for food. Then later on, the lunch time, she opened a hot pot and took out very nice hot prasadam from inside and served to the children. Now somebody may be thinking, hey, for children you are giving from hot pot and for beggar you are giving sugar roti, dry roti. Nobody can ask her. Why? Because she has the freedom. Because the children are her favorite. Similarly, Krishna says, those people who align with Shastras, they are all people who are preparing to go back home, back to Godhead. Then Krishna keeps them very well. Very nice. He arranges to, like all of you are coming in the Sangha of devotees. You are eating pure prasadam. And you are chanting the holy name. Your subtle body is getting purified, gross body is purified. And you are preparing your way back to Godhead. So once we become, this confidence comes to devotees that Lord is personally taking care of me. So how does he speak? He says that he is free from attachment, fear and anger. Because he is fixed, always in perfect knowledge. He knows why is somebody shouting at me? I must have shouted at him in my Purva Janma. Therefore, that is coming back. If I throw a ball on the wall, the ball will come back to me. Correct, no? So whatever karma I did before is coming back to me, I just tolerate. Because if I shout out to him again, one more new karma will be created. And I will not create. So he understands that. And then, so this was about how does he speak with people. How does his intelligence and words respond to affection, anger and neutrality? With all living beings, he treats with equanimity. He keeps peaceful mind. He doesn't unnecessarily. One example I'll tell you. In South India, Srirangam, one husband, wife, 2 elephants, after getting bathed very nicely, wearing beautiful tilaks, and velvet cloth on their body. They were walking, ding dong, ringing the bell. At the time, there was a pig and the pig's wife who were newly wedded, and they were living in a ditch, And then both husband and wife pig came out of the ditch with all the stuff in their body, all the gutter waters and all. So the husband pig was thinking, I have to show something to my wife. So when the big elephant came near, immediately the pig raised his hand and said, are you ready for a stunt with me? Like that he asked him. And the elephant became horrified. He didn't expect that pig will do this. He went 2-3 steps behind. Said, no, sorry, I am not ready. Like that he said. And then the elephant took a side road like this and started walking on the side. And the elephant's wife felt ego problem. She said to her husband, what is this? Look at your body and look at his body. If you give him one kick, he will roll like a football. And you can throw him into the ditch. Your body is big, but your confidence is very poor. And that fellow's body is small, but confidence level is very high. Are you not ashamed? Like that she asked. So the elephant told his wife, see, wait a minute. Every morning we are going to Ranganath's temple. Sharp 5 o'clock, there is Mangalarati there. And the elephant would lift the trunk. Ranga! Like that he will call. And then the altar will open. Even today, you can see that. They have trained the elephant to call Ranga. You go to Srirangam and see. One cow and one elephant, they will come and welcome the Lord. In the morning, you will see that every day. So, he said, if we don't go now, at 5 o'clock, in case I get into fight with him, he will make my body also, stink with the gutter waters. Then I will have to take a U-turn and go back to the pond, take a bath, again put on new dress, new velvet cloth, everything, and come back. It will become 5:30. So, our service to Lord will be affected. Therefore, I thought, why to fight with this useless fellow? Therefore, I left him and I am going ahead to temple. Like that he said. Then the wife said, oh, you are a very intelligent fellow. You are actually goal-oriented. You are not getting distracted from your goal. You are smart, she said. So, in the same manner, a Sthitaprajna unnecessarily does not fight with other living beings. He doesn't cross. He doesn't tamper with the ego of other people unnecessarily. He knows that every jiva in this world has come with their own egos and they are wandering here and there. He just keeps himself peaceful. He has a friendly, please repeat after me. Be friendly with the cheerful. Keep away from the envious. Be compassionate to the innocent. Delight in the virtuous. These 4 are told by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutra. He says that. That means when you see cheerful people, make friendship with them. If you see innocent and good people, be compassionate to them. Envious people, keep far away from them. And with those who are virtuous people, advanced in spirituality, associate with them and delight in their company, adore them, like that he says. That means then you can follow this formula very easily. How is he situated in this world? That means how he restrains his senses and mentality. Like here you see, when he plays like this, snake charmer, snake is dancing, you see. Similarly, our senses are compared to snakes, but the snake has a poisonous tooth. Similarly, in our senses, there is bhogavritti, enjoying mentality, correct? No? Eyes want to see dirty pictures. Ears want to hear rock music and all these things. So we have passion in us. So the senses always go in wrong direction. So what do? The snake-like senses can be controlled by this one, like Baji is playing, what is that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Chant Hare Krishna and the senses will start dancing happily. And remove the poisonous tooth of bhogavritti, enjoying mentality from the senses by chanting Hare Krishna. It's an experience of devotees. Many years of chanting those who are doing, senses become calm, cool, collected, and the enjoying mentality goes away. Instead of bhogavritti, seva vritti comes. With the hands with which Nalakur Manigiri were drinking liquor, later on they made a garland and put it on Krishna's body. They said with the, they were saying that with our eyes we were looking at those nude devis in Mandakini Ganga. Now with the same eyes we are looking at the beautiful form of Krishna, they said. With the leg people go to liquor shop. Instead, with the leg, we will come to the Krishna's temple. In this way, our senses will become purified. This is one of the ways. Chant Hare Krishna and calm the senses and remove the enjoying mentality and adopt seva mentality. Another one is the tortoise. You see, what is this doing? See, immediately withdrew his head inside. Because when there is a danger, he will put the head, legs. No danger, he will progress further. That means this is when your Maya comes, you should be like this. And when Krishna comes, like this you should be. See? Yeah. Maya comes, immediately withdraw yourself. Correct? Na? That's what devotees should do. When you come to temple, with the eyes you can see the beautiful deities. With the ears, hear the lectures very nicely. Prasadam, take nice prasad. Kirtans, you chant and dance. Engage your senses. When you are going on the road, don't look at the cinema posters. Don't look at who is going, coming. Don't see like that. That time, like you are going in a car, just take one Bhagavad Gita or something and read. Don't look at the road, because if you look at the road, you will be tempted. Correct, no? That is another example Krishna is giving. Kurmongani va sarvashaha. So you always remember these two examples? Snake charmer example and tortoise example. Two examples he gives. Actually, restraining is difficult. Like even Vishwamitra became attracted by Menaka, isn't it? But if you see Lord's beautiful form of Radha Madan Mohan, deities in our temple, if you see, then we will lose all dead material taste. Yeah. Shift your attention is a more, see, this Stanford University in 1960s, they conducted a marshmallow experiment where they kept, mithai for the children. And the children could, almost 2/3 of the children ate it immediately. But the teachers told them, if you don't eat it, after 20 minutes, I'll come back and give you one more. So they have found out an interesting thing. Which children could restrain? Do you know that? See the picture below. The children who were tapping like this, there was one boy tapping. Another boy got up from the seat and he was walking back and forth, rocking like this. Another boy was lying on the table and planning for his tomorrow's education, school and all. Another boy closed his eyes. So what the scientists are saying, those who shift their attention to another thing are more able to restrain their senses than those who are told to stop. Don't do this. If you tell the senses, they won't stop. You have to give an alternative engagement. Like see the three pictures I've shown you. From the right to left, if you see lust, anger, greed. When these three things attack us, we find it irresistible. But you need alternative engagement. What is the alternative engagement? See here. He is so blissfully situated, isn't it? When you engage in bhajan, kirtan, you forget all this. Then instead of this engagement, you have alternative engagement. Yeah. See, those children who controlled 10, 20, 30, 40 years later, they found they were better on competitive exams, they were academically and socially competent, they could plan and handle stress and concentrate very well. The 1/3 children who could restrain their senses, they have found out. Yeah. So therefore, we have developed the higher taste, which is Krishna conscious taste. How does he walk? Yeah. See the bottom strip, you see. Devotees only accept sanctioned, sanctified, regulated inputs. Repeat it. Sanction, sanctified, regulated. Sanction means vegetarian food is sanctioned. And offering vegetarian food to Krishna and eating is called prasadam. That is sanctified. And prasadam also you should not eat too much. If they are giving you samosa, don't eat 20 samosas. You should be regulated also. So, sanction. If a man is marrying a woman and staying peacefully with the wife, is called sanction. But husband and wife both become Krishna devotees, it is sanctified. But husband and wife live very lavish life. They spend too much on clothes, too much on big house, and too much, and the husband is working 16 hours a day and making a lot of money, spending a lot, making a lot, and he has no time for God, then it is unregulated life. Correct, no? So we need all the three, sanction, sanctified, regulated. Then you can live in this world peacefully. Because you agree that everything belongs to Krishna. You are taking from him. Like here you find Dhruva, he sanctified his life by Vishnu's touch. Yeah. Other people who don't do this, they are all caught up like this. Yeah. So now I don't have time for the other aspects like communication skills. That is one of the things. Already I told you something about communication before. See, how do we listen? How do we have friendliness, open-mindedness, feedback, accepting, and confidence, and our gestures and bodily movements. So that for that also Krishna gives these 5 S's he is giving. Satisfaction, silence, simplicity, self-control, sanctification. If you do this, your communication will be first class if you can do this. So have satisfaction, don't have greed. Be silent, don't talk uselessly. Be simple, don't be duplicitous like Mantra or Shakuni and people like that. Have self-control, don't chase after sense gratification. Follow the 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. And sanctification means always think of good for others and be selfless in service to others. So these things actually can make us powerful communicators also. So third one is about time management. Now I'll stop here with this because I have another lecture of my spiritual master happening at the same time today. I have to go. But I can take part 2 of this, part 2 of the self-management in my future session, next session whenever I give here next month. Because if I do one more session, I can do full justice to these topics instead of rushing through. Just the way I explained the first part today, second part I can explain, with the proper examples and everything without rushing through now. So thank you all very much for your patience. So this is a very, very important topic. It will help you both spiritually and in your professional life, academic life also. So these are 6 things I have shown in the cover page if you see. Goal setting, decision making, learning agility, and communication skills, and time management, and self-management. Totally there are 6 of them. So I have given you overall picture today, and a couple of them I have explained. Other things I'll finish in the next class. Shil Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.